In this video, we're going to design an FM electric keyboard sound from scratch. Just like the classic DX7, it'll exhibit a warm yet digital sound, perfect for R&B, lo-fi, funk, ambient, and beyond. As always, we'll start with a blank patch. This can be achieved by clicking on the trash can icon of the layer. We are also going to mute all operators except 7 and 8, since they are the last operators in the signal chain and will be the most appropriate to start generating our sound. We'll build it using a basic structure of 4 operators, organized into 2 pairs, each pair with a carrier and a modulator. Operator 8 serves as the foundation of the sound. We'll select a sine wave and set a ratio of 1:1. Let's expand the level envelope below by clicking on the magnifying glass button. If visible, click the declick button. This automatically sets the attack to 0.5 milliseconds and will prevent sound clicks when using sine oscillators. Now we'll set a fast decay of around 300 milliseconds, a long sustain of around 2 seconds, and a release of around 300 milliseconds. We want something that feels warm and fluid, especially when we hold the notes. Click to close the level envelope window. Operator 7 will be used to modulate operator 8. We'll also use a sine wave, and for now, set the same ratio of 1:1. The idea here is to give more body to the attack. To achieve this, we will configure its level envelope, which controls the amount of modulation applied to the carrier over time. Again, we'll click the declick button. We'll then give it a short decay of around 200 milliseconds, and no sustain. Let's bring that right down. This will give us that soft but defined initial punch. Navigate to the FM matrix, and we'll increase the modulation while we play to find the optimal point. To achieve this, simply click and drag below 0.7 on the matrix. Sounding good. Now we'll move on to the second pair of operators. Operator 6 will also be a carrier. Again, we'll use a sine wave and set the ratio to 1:1. The envelope settings should be similar to operator 1 but with less release. This will prevent sounds from overlapping when we play fast. Something I love about the synth is that you can easily copy envelopes between operators. So let's copy the envelope from operator 8 by clicking this button and then paste it into operator 6. Once copied, we can simply lower the release a bit. And just like operator 6, we will send its signal directly to the output. Now comes operator 5, which will serve as a modulator and will be responsible for that initial brightness, as if a hammer were hitting the string on an electric piano. We'll again stick with the default sine wave and immediately add some modulation to operator 6. Note that ratios can also be set from the left panel. We'll start with a 3:1 ratio. From here, we'll adjust the modulation, ratio, and envelope by ear until we find the sweet spot where the brightness is noticeable without sounding harsh. A key part of this type of sound is the dynamic response. When an operator acts as a modulator, you don't hear it directly, but its volume determines how many harmonics are generated. And if you associate velocity with the modulator level, you're letting your playing force control the richness of the timbre. In FM, we can control velocity from the vel column, so we assign 100% to all operators. This gives life and expressiveness to the sound. It's now time for the effects. Navigate to the effects panel and select Chorus from the menu. We'll set a speed of around 0.15 Hz, a medium depth of around 47%, and we'll set the mix to around 33%. This widens the sound and gives it that floating stereo feel. A plate reverb would be nice too, so let's load one up. Set a long decay of around 6 seconds. We will increase the size a little to about 65%. Then, dial in just a little mix. We don't want to drown out the sound, just give it some space. Let's try 12%. I'm thinking a short delay will work well here, so I'm going to add one to the FX rack. I'll set the clock to 1/8 with a dot. Then set the mix to around 10. Navigate back to the FM matrix. To give it extra harmonics and that slight grain or roughness, we can slightly increase the feedback on operator 6. The feedback causes the operator to take its own output signal and feed it back into its input, creating more complexity in the timbre. Use it sparingly to avoid upsetting the sound balance. And that's it. An FM keyboard with a classic heart and a digital soul, ready to be used in any production looking for that nostalgic sound. See you in the next tutorial and keep on designing.